So you're saying that when you started off doing a lot more interiors projects, right?
Yeah.
Rather than
Yes.
architecture and interiors. Now, aside from what we were talking about all this time, is it very common for architects to get more interiors projects early on? Or which would you say is...
Well, at least I can speak for ourselves.
Start off on your own,
Our journey sort of moved in a direction where we were exposed to the interior side. We were having a partner who was in the interior field.
Sure.
So his connections led us to more interior projects.
Right.
And we both enjoyed doing interiors.
Yeah.
And she's very creative, and she has that flair of an interior designer. And I may not be great on color senses and all that. I don't know, but at least I'm quite confident about my services and about planning, spatial, relations. So I mean, I enjoy doing interiors, and I didn't miss the fact that I wasn't doing buildings.
Right.
Well into about 7-8 years of our practice.
Sure.
And again, the opportunity came that way, and we just took it. It was not like, no, I'll not touch this and I'll wait till my architectural assignments come my way. Was not
So
how
took every
I took it.
opportunity.
Yes,
And
I
at the
particularly.
beginning we were working on the same projects together.
Right.
Like he said, no, he would do the spatial planning and all the services and get everything like an architect would do, like interior architecture.
Yeah.
And I would bring in the styling, the color, and the so it was a nice combination where we really learned from each other.
Yeah.
And then as we got projects and we found our groove, then we started taking individual projects and then I would handle some and he would handle some, which then that's how.
And that's when you also started working on your own projects.
Individual,
I think as we grew a little more, one is, of course, initially we used to give both our time to one project, one client. Right. But as our business and our profession also expanded, so you couldn't be at two places at the same time. So she started handling some of her projects, some of her clients. I started doing this.
Right.
Then it, obviously, then you want your own space also as a creative person.
Sure.
We feel like okay, there are certain spaces that we have drawn for ourselves, and we still consult each other on assignments, on projects. I take a lot of her advice and I give her whatever I can contribute.
Sure.
But we handle our projects pretty much independently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we do work together also, but we know exactly
what each person
is doing, and we have a good conscious kind of a line to where he ends and I begin.
Like a scope matrix.
So
if you're doing a residence, I know where to come up to, and then beyond which
and we know
she
how
takes
to balance it pretty well. We've learnt it. We've had all sorts of things that led us to come to one understanding that this is how it would work.
Yeah.
And I think it's working beautifully, and
That's true, and this was one of the things that I was going to bring up a little later on about how it was to work with your spouse, because I'm sure many people wouldn't be able to do that.
No, but surprisingly, you will find that in amongst architects and designers in the creative field, see, because you are in a creative field, most of the cases, or more often than not, people enjoy what they do.
Yeah.
See, people who are in a corporate life, who are in the the companies, and they're like, they could be doing anything. But for them, I think beyond a point, work may not be an enjoyment. It is more a rigor which they want to do just to sustain their lives.
Yeah.
So they probably would not want to discuss their work at home.
Sure.
Because they just want to leave that side of their life and not bring it into the family space.
Correct.
But for us, we are together, we practice together, so we stay, we're living together, we are in the office together, we share clients, so we are like 24/7 breathing architecture, interior, family. It's all like one potpourri for us. And we like, for us, work is not like, is not a chore.
Yeah.
I somehow feel that then there is a deep understanding about of each other.
Right.
And it's something.
You may see me chilling on a weekday morning now that with this corona, but we'll be like, at it on a Sunday also.
Right.
You catch a corporate guy working on a Sunday, Friday afternoon he switches off, right?
Yeah.
So we are okay. And she though moreover, she'll be working late in the night on her iPad and so many things she does.
To work, and all my mails go after one in the night.
I think
12:31. So I'm done for that, and next morning I'm quite chilled.
Right.
Because everything I've downloaded it somewhere, and I've put the ball in somebody else's court. So I'm just chilled. Then I go to sleep and I wake up leisurely because we are not early risers. And
right, that's what I was just
exactly.
I don't know if I could say all good architects are late risers, but we are late risers.
Okay.
But anyway, that's besides the point. But to answer what you were asking.
No, but we would have watched a movie, and then we end up doing some work. So it's like
it's okay.
you just and he understands.
Right.
So he knows that okay, she's got something to be done tomorrow morning. So she's sitting, and so that's the deep understanding we get. We know everything. We know what's happening in the work side, what's happening at home, and if there are parents, what we need to do, the kids, what we need to do. We just know everything.
See, in a designer couple, we know of each other's work.
Exactly.
So the understanding, the level of understanding, I think should be much deeper.
Yeah.
So you can be very accommodative. You can be very understanding, and you can also identify yourself in that, in their place.
There's a clear understanding.
So it's very good. It has worked out very well for us. Touch wood.
When there are design or creative, differences, or we need to discuss something. So it's very comfortable. Sometimes in the office, you will have another atmosphere. But when you're sitting at home on in the evening sipping a coffee or a tea or something, we can talk to each other, and there are times where we can just get things across to each other in a better way.
Sure.
And it
for
works
us,
beautifully.
so conversations sometimes they can be inspiring. So we may be just sitting at home in our TV room, but we take up some point, or we look at something on the net and she brings up something, or I see something on the TV, I see that house, and we just pause for a bit. So you can get inspirations in your day-to-day life, and as a part of your life, and because we share the same profession in that sense, so it comes naturally for us. And
and the best part is our travels.
Yes.
Because we have the same interest. So whether we go to museums or we are seeing monuments or we just want to do the same thing.
I can say, see, we are two very different personalities. Okay, we both as two individuals are quite different as personalities, but we have very common tastes. A lot of things we like to do, music, food, travel, clothes. We sort of have a similar sense of taste, style, and we appreciate the same things. So be it all these things that I told you about. So there is never a clash, And in that sense, I think that kind of flows into our projects also. So it's not that I am looking at something else which is very tangentially different, and she is on a different plane. So therefore, there is a very good sync.
You guys are in sync.
No, there are differences at some
but
point.
those are more like personality differences are there.
But
so
then we exactly, one of us knows okay, this is the thing, we should give it to him, or she says no. I think when to give that.
But who obviously gives more way? That's besides this interview. No, just joking. I mean, it can be smooth if you have a good deep understanding. But if you want to take it on a conflicting path, then it can be a bad deal. So I don't know, but I know of several couples who are architects who practice together. There's so many successful families of architects. I think I would probably attribute that to the reason that the profession aids you to it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if she was in a IT sector, I was in a bank, or I'm a lawyer and she's saying, I'll not come and discuss court issues at home,
Sure,
and you know, probably like that. But you know, in a design field,
Yeah.
it could probably work.
And
very well.
it
It
also-
becomes a way of life.
Yeah.
It just weaves into your life. That's it.